because basically they are kind of exotic and strange, and if I decided to just either skip them out or just transliterate them or something, they would lose. I mean, they don't sound like a normal. They're not sort of everyday part of speech in Chinese either. They are kind of sort of mystical and strange, these names. So I thought, well, I'm happy to keep a kind of slightly fantastical feel, but as long as basically whenever they appear, the real like thing that I was spending time over was making sure the fight scenes had pace and were exciting and worked well, and the names really, relatively speaking, I didn't spend that long on them because they're not really the most important part for when you're reading. When you're reading, as long as they're there but they don't disrupt your flow, that's what I thought was the most important thing. Yeah, so it's all about the fight scenes working as action in English, and because obviously Chinese grammar and English grammar is very different, so I had to think about, you know, in Chinese, for example, I give an example that in Chinese the verbs, a lot of verbs, not all verbs, but a lot of verbs are just one character. Yeah. So if you're going to hit da, you know, da, you go in, it's very like fast and kind of powerful verb. So you can't then say, oh, he took a swipe at, like that doesn't, you know, it's too long and doesn't have the pace. So then I had to think, hit, thud, you know, these kind of like words in English that were going to have the same effect as the verbs in Chinese. Because if that didn't work, if they didn't have the same kind of pace in the English, it was just going to be really boring.
I did read a few paragraphs of your fight scene translation, which was very good. So just I wouldn't spoil it. You read it for yourself.